Hi everyone. Sorry it has been so long. I've missed connecting with everyone. I just want to give a little update. I apologize I haven't. I've taken a bit of a sabbatical and I apologize it was unannounced, but I want to give an update on another potential side effect of breast cancer. It's not what happened to me, but I want to give information on it. Then I also had some other updates that I promised. And there's one I recorded and then didn't post, and I do want to post it. So there are quite a few things coming. So my plan is I'm going to do a post this weekend, and then I'll probably do part 2 next weekend. And then the following Monday, I have my surgery, hopefully my final surgery, and then I will, during that week, I'll probably post the one I already recorded. I just had to go through and kind of edit it. But what I want to do is just check in on kind of what's been happening to me and what made me decide to have a sabbatical. So I first of all had an adjustment to work and was moved to the training team. So I'm doing some training at work, which is great. It's actually moving the direction I wanted to go at work. And so I'm really happy with it, but I was working like 12-hour days. And then I was also diagnosed with lymphedema. Lymphedema is a potential side effect of breast cancer treatment. If you have lymph nodes removed or have radiation or have sepsis, like I did, chemo also can cause it. There is just a reaction in the lymph nodes. And lymphedema can be really dangerous. And what I want to do is do my first update on that, because I didn't get lymphedema from cancer, but cancer was what helped me discover I had it. So the November before I was diagnosed, so 2 years ago in November, I moved and I immediately became very ill. I started gaining weight rapidly, and I was really fatigued, and my limbs all felt really heavy. And what had happened is I assumed I had pneumonia during that, which was not like me. I just didn't get sick. But I assumed it was something I didn't know about. And then I was diagnosed with cancer, and all this fatigue and struggle I've had was cancer was pretty much blamed for it, because it was a side effect of cancer. And if it hadn't have been for my support group, I go once a month to a breast cancer support group. If it hadn't have been for that, I wouldn't have learned about lymphedema and realized I had some of the symptoms. So I went in and got tested, and I did have it in my arm where I had the lymph nodes removed, but I had it in both my legs. And the physical therapist that's been doing my treatment couldn't figure out why I would have it in my legs. But some of the symptoms, the swelling and the heaviness, would happen after running. So I would exercise, and if I did too much, a couple days later, I would just feel like I'd been hit by a train. And that was caused by the lymphedema. And after I'd run, I'd get really swollen ankles. So what really happened is this. The thing that could be blamed for this was the thing that saved me, but the thing that caused it is recognized as a really healthy way of life, which is intermittent fasting. So I began intermittent fasting. A lot of people knew I did that, and I felt really great initially. The ketosis, it kicked in, felt really good. I felt lots of energy. What happens with intermittent fasting for a lot of people is it aggravates AFib if they have AFib. And for people that don't have AFib, it can actually create AFib. There were some studies where they tracked people doing intermittent fasting and found that a large percentage of them developed or created a worsening AFib. So that's atrial fibrillation, which is what I had. Mine was caused by apnea. So I'm a person that often holds my breath and I don't realize it. So I don't have sleep apnea. I have something that's called central apnea, and I just forget to breathe. And so what that does is causes my heart to go into a tachycardic beat, which is it kind of rushes. But mine was, during my stress test, it would go into AFib once within a 5-minute period, which was a lot. It was pretty high. But after I did intermittent fasting, I was having the irregular beat every third beat. Like every single third beat was irregular, which is insanely fast. If you have a couple a day, that's something they watch, and 5 minutes was a lot. But every third beat, I started working with the cardiologist here and trying to figure out a way to help me, which is why I wanted to start running. But then when I'd run, it really wiped me out. And so I was learning to breathe, and it was helping. And exercise does help with breathing. So anyway, what I've been dealing with the last few months is treatment for lymphedema. Lymphedema aggravated by an advanced AFib, which was caused by my intermittent fasting. And so actually this thing that was supposed to be so healthy for me actually made me very sick. And I was getting worse and worse with it. And there is a point where it's not reversible. It's very dangerous what lymphedema can do. It is also likely the reason why I went septic after my surgery, because if you don't have healthy lymph nodes, then you can't fight infection, which is, it all kind of ties together now that I've put the pieces together. So couple things I want to talk about doing when this happens, when anything's wrong with the body. I think I tended to go too hard. So what I'm doing now is I've been going to Pure Barre classes, and I just want to give a shout out to them. They worked with me in every possible way, were very attentive to my conditions, and really have been helping me get stronger, helping me learn the balance, and yet teach my body something it didn't know. So I've always been really strong. I was in weight training and CrossFit and everything, but I didn't have a lot of endurance. And so barre classes, I've been going to Pure Barre in Sandy. Those barre classes were helping me get more endurance, so helping me build that strength without doing cardiovascular. Same results. I was sweating a lot. I was working deep into the muscles, so it was kind of like that golden thing I was looking for. And so I just want to give a shout out to them because they're super supportive. I do recommend this. It's also a mental practice, so it actually helped my brain quite a bit. The other thing I'm doing is preparing for my surgery. So mostly what I wanted to share today is what's been happening, that I've had lymphedema. I'm going to talk a little bit more about lymphedema, and I'm also going to talk about what I'm doing to treat it, because you can, in the early stages, reverse it, and even if it's in the later stages, you can do things to make your life better. So again, my apologies for my absence. I will be checking back in. I hope to be back on social media soon and connecting with your lives. It's just been a lot that I've been going through. So for right now, I have to remain a little bit selfish and continue my sabbatical. My surgery is scheduled for June 6th, and I will be probably out of commission a little bit, but I'll try to be back in touch and connecting and seeing how people are doing. Overall, I'm feeling better every day. I feel much better than I did a year ago, even better than a couple months ago. Through all of cancer and everything, I'm finding my way back. But I want to talk about how that I'm coming back from lymphedema as well as cancer, and how cancer probably saved my life, because I would have never looked to be diagnosed with lymphedema if it hadn't been for cancer. So some good things can come out of these situations that feel horrible. Okay, my 10 minutes is up, so I'm going to be back next week to talk more, but I want to thank you for your support, for the people who reached out. Sorry I disappeared. I'm here, I'm alive, I'm healthy. I'm getting healthier every day, but the recovery from cancer is going spectacular. So now I'm going to share a little bit about the process of lymphedema, both for those people that have cancer and those that don't. So thanks again for staying tuned in and staying connected. I love everyone out there, and I hope you all have an amazing day.